Welcome to Denzel Jr. Thoughts. Every moment here is an opportunity to feel the spark of change, the power to rise above, and the courage to become who you were always meant to be. Stay with me, and let's walk this path together. Today, I will convince you why God wants you to be alone. Unlock the hidden power of solitude. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to deliver a message that I truly believe can transform your life. Sometimes, God wants you to be alone. Now, I know that might sound a bit strange. We live in a world that glorifies connection, relationships, and the idea of being surrounded by people. We believe that being in a crowd, being constantly engaged with others, is the key to happiness. But I'm here to tell you today, sometimes, it's the opposite. Sometimes, the greatest blessing God can give you is the gift of being alone. You might be sitting there thinking, but why? Why would God want me to feel isolated? Why would I be left to walk this journey alone? I hear you, but stay with me. Trust that by the end of this speech, you'll understand exactly why this period of solitude is exactly what you need to find your true strength, your purpose, and your higher calling. Let me begin by saying something important. Solitude is not punishment. I know it may feel that way sometimes, but it is not. I want you to understand that God does not leave us in these moments of loneliness to make us feel small or insignificant. He leaves us alone because He is preparing us for something bigger. Look at some of the greatest figures in history. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, alone. But was he truly alone? No. During that time, he became stronger. He used that solitude to reflect, to grow, to find purpose, and ultimately, to change the world. Sometimes, we look at loneliness as an end, but in truth, it's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you discover who you are, who you're meant to be, and the immense power you carry. Remember Moses. He spent 40 years in the wilderness, leading sheep, all alone. His brothers and friends? They didn't see his potential. The world didn't see his potential, but God did. And in those years, in that solitude, Moses found clarity. When the time came, he led millions of people to freedom. God doesn't waste a season of your life. If you are in solitude, trust that it's for a purpose. The Bible tells us, "Be still, and know that I am God," Psalm 46 verse 10. It's in those still moments of solitude that we hear God's voice, that we receive divine clarity. We get the chance to hear from Him, to listen deeply, and to build our strength from the inside out. So, don't fear the silence. Embrace it, because it is in the quiet that you'll hear the loudest truths. I want you to think about the last time you were alone. Not just physically alone, but mentally alone, away from the distractions of the world, the noise, the pressures. Now, think about how it felt. It probably wasn't easy, was it? It can feel uncomfortable, maybe even unsettling. But let me tell you, there is a blessing in being alone. We live in a world that is always connected. We're always on, always plugged in. But sometimes, God pulls us away from the noise because He knows that in the stillness, we can truly hear our hearts. He knows that when we're alone, we are forced to confront ourselves. We can no longer hide behind the busyness of life, or use other people's problems to avoid dealing with our own. The Bible teaches us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit, Psalm 34 verse 18. God doesn't leave us when we're alone. He draws closer. It's in those moments of solitude that we allow Him to heal us, to restore us, and to reveal to us our true purpose. Solitude isn't a punishment. It's a time of recalibration. It's when God removes the distractions so that you can focus on what truly matters, your inner strength, your spiritual connection, and the journey He's preparing you for. And I promise you, the person you will become after this season of solitude will be far stronger than the person you were before. Being alone also allows us to shed the things that are no longer serving us. Too often, we hold on to relationships, situations, and lifestyles that hold us back. Sometimes, we stay in toxic situations because we're afraid of being alone. But let me tell you this, God is taking you through this season of solitude to free you. He's removing the weight of unhealthy relationships, the burdens that others have placed on you, and the distractions that prevent you from walking in your purpose. We all have something in our lives that is holding us back. Whether it's a relationship that drains us, a job that doesn't fulfill us, or habits that keep us stuck. God wants you to know that it's okay to let go of those things. When you embrace solitude, you get to see what's truly important. You get to decide what stays and what goes. Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. God is inviting you to rest in Him, to take a step back from everything that weighs you down, and to be renewed. I know, it's hard to trust the process. But hear me, my friends, the path to greatness is often through moments of solitude. It's in those moments that you are forged in the fire. Think about David, a young shepherd boy, all alone in the fields. His brothers were out fighting, doing what they thought was the important work. But David was out there with the sheep, alone. It's there, in that quiet space, that David developed the heart and courage to face giants. David didn't step into greatness by following the crowd. He stepped into greatness by standing alone and trusting that God was preparing him. The Bible tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord," Jeremiah 29 verse 11. If you are going through a season of solitude, trust that God is preparing you for something incredible. The process may not make sense right now, but when you come out on the other side, you will be equipped to face challenges you never imagined. Let's take a moment to reflect. When you look at your life, do you see the hand of God guiding you? Are you allowing Him to work in you, even when it feels like you're walking through a season of loneliness? Remember, everything that happens in your life has a purpose. If God has placed you in a season of solitude, He has something incredible in store. So, trust Him. Trust that He is preparing you. Trust that He is making you stronger. Trust that He is building your faith, your resilience, and your inner strength. And when that season of solitude is over, you won't just be a survivor. You will be a warrior, equipped, ready, and capable of taking on whatever challenges life throws your way. You will step into your purpose, your calling, and your destiny. So, as you leave here today, remember this: being alone is not a curse, it is a blessing. It is a chance to grow, to heal, to find clarity, and to build the strength you need to fulfill your purpose. Trust in God's plan. Trust in the process. And know that when you stand alone, you are not truly alone. God is with you every step of the way. You may feel alone now, but I promise you this: when the time is right, you will rise. You will lead. You will inspire. And you will be stronger than you've ever been. As you walk through this world, don't be afraid of being alone. Don't be afraid to take the path less traveled. Trust that it's the journey that leads to greatness. Keep walking in faith, and know that God has a plan for you. Embrace the solitude, because in it lies your power. Thank you, and may you be blessed.